Good day everyone, welcome back to Clean Code EDC. Yes, finally, we're taking a look at the Cosmos by Johan Hendrik de Wet, a South African knife maker and knife designer in collaboration with Pickled Steel, a company that gives you true value for money. Right, they have done some amazing things this year, Pickled Steel. I mean, they are, by all accounts, taking over the knife world in South Africa, that's for sure. And now they are also international. So you can contact Pickled Steel, the link will be in the description. And if you're from a different country and want something like this, they will be able to help you, right? You can discuss with them about how they can ship it to you. Awesome. So let's run through this knife. We're doing a short review today. This is a prototype knife, so I do need to send this back. And honestly, I am definitely going to do a full review if I'm in a position, once it is fully released, the final product's released, and I'm in a position to get this knife, I will definitely give you a full review on this knife. But today we're just going to discuss it shortly. So, you do get an extra pouch, microfiber cloth, pocket clip. In your final knife, you will get an extra pocket clip, extra screws, extra torques, but that's how Pickled Steel rolls, so that's fantastic. We have dual thumb studs for deployment, and we have a front flipper with some very nice jimping. The front flipper is highly accessible, but not to the point where it will be a problem in your pocket. And I have actually carried this knife a little bit over the last week, and it's a very, very comfortable carry, right? This screw pocket clip is just phenomenal, man. It glides over the clothing, but the retention is solid. As you guys can see, it's stiff, right? But still not an issue going in and out of the pocket. So that's fantastic. Something that I really like about this knife, it's got to be this backspacer. It is exceptionally beautiful. Love the little lanyard hole there, and this is extraordinary. Let's take a look at the blade. There we go. Look at that blade shape. Wow, this is like a harpoon blade shape, and a drop point blade shape had a baby, and then the Cosmos was born. This is awesome. Wow. Love this bead blasted finish on the blade. It is fantastic. 14C28N blade steel. Hands down, I have to say, one of my very favorite steels, right? My everyday carry, unless I am testing out a knife, or I have to carry a primary knife that I'm doing a review on, will be the Akal, which is also in 14C28N. And maybe you guys have seen that video of the Micarta Akal. If you haven't seen that video, really go check that thing out, because in that video I show that this knife I've been using like every day for 4 or 5 months, and it's still paper cutting sharp, right? I've only stropped this knife back to life. So 14C28N is just a trifecta. It's a budget steel. It is a budget steel. So there are better steels, but it's very good. For a budget steel, it's very, very good, right? Okay. Nice thin behind the edge, right? We have a saber grind. So it is a high up saber grind. So we basically have a flat grind all the way throughout this blade, especially here at the tip. So you won't get held up or anything, but this saber grind does offer you a little bit of more stability and durability in your blade, which I am definitely a fan of. Very, very nice. Nice and thin behind the edge. Lovely blade shape. Super versatile, super functional. This is the way to go. Very nice. One thing I have to say just up front here that I am a big fan of in this knife is the position of the thumb stud. If this thumb stud was where the little Pickled Steel sign is there, right? It means that when I want to slice through something, right, it will get held up by the thumb stud. So it's important when looking at thumb stud type knives that your thumb stud is behind the edge, right? So if your edge begins here, your thumb stud shouldn't be here, okay? Because then you're in fact actually losing that edge, or losing that piece of edge in a sense, because the material can't pass through, right? It will be stopped by the thumb stud. So your thumb stud needs to be behind, like in line with the sharpening choil will be okay. So that's fantastic. Great designing work there. With that though comes the fact that it is quite close to the scale. Yeah, so that's one of the things that I do know they will change. I just want to show you on the akal, if I can, just, here's the micarta akal. So this is how they sort of, in a sense, make the thumb stud more accessible, is by just chamfering these edges and shaping them out, cutting them out, so that you can actually access that thumb stud a little bit better, right? If this scale came up straight against the thumb stud, it is difficult to access that thumb stud. But in this case, they've done a great job. So that's one of the things that will, in fact, be changing on the Cosmos, is they will do, in a sense, this effect right here on the scale, and just drop it a little bit there, just shape it out a little bit there, round it off, so that you can access that thumb stud right there. Because one of the things when it comes to a front flipper is that a lot of people don't know how to front flip a knife, and that's okay. I also struggled a lot in the beginning, and I'm actually going to release two short videos where I show you how you can use your front flipping knife, or how to deploy a front flipping knife, right? So this knife is exceptional in that area, makes it very easy to do basically any form of front flipping technique that you want, because that front flipper is so accessible. The action is silky smooth. It's really just fantastic action, lightning fast, great detent. And what do we see there? Take a look at that, huh? The backspacer is the stopping pin, or the stop for the knife. So the knife gets stopped here by the backspacer, which does in fact actually make it a little bit more durable when you are piercing and slicing and cutting, because you have this whole backspacer backing that blade, right? It's fantastic. This backspacer is just one of my very favorite parts about this knife. Love it. Definitely very comfortable in pocket. The only issue with a closed construction is that it will in fact pick up a little bit of dirt in there, and it's a little bit harder to keep clean, but nothing too big. Go take a look at my quick knife maintenance video, and that will be all that you need to really keep this clean. I have to say, I love that the liners do match just the blade. It's a bead blasted finish on the liners and the backspacer, also on the pocket clip. That does make it nice, makes it look a little bit more uniform overall, and that's just fantastic. Coming to the scales here, yes, I did mention it runs on ball bearings, which is fantastic. That's great action, snappy, right? Both the thumb studs and the front flipper just works so well. It is a little bit difficult to front flip under a camera, but there we go. Very easy to front flip this knife. Awesome. Let's talk about the scales here for a moment. So we have this beautiful brushed pivot, and that's fantastic. I do like it. I like that it's not also bead blasted, because it does add again now to the sort of look of the scales with the the brush finish, the satin finish on the screws, right? Screws are inset, very nice, very comfortable, and we have G10 with some carbon fiber inlays here. So that is done very well. Maybe you guys can just see where it starts. Can you see where it starts? No, you basically can't even see where it starts, because that is just how well done the machining is on this knife. It's fantastic. There's no gaps. There's no nothing. It is just done so exceptionally well. There you guys can see just the color change. That is where the carbon fiber is laid into. So very nice. Just turn on the light so you can see the shimmer that the sun will make on this carbon fiber. I don't think it's shredded carbon, but it's a very nice just carbon fiber here. Not the classic, you know, I almost want to say professional look, the woven carbon fiber look. That's the right way to say it. It's more shredding type of look to the carbon fiber, which is so beautiful. Love the way it catches the light. That's awesome, man. Yeah, G10, fantastic. Not super grippy, but I did find that the way your hand sits with this knife, it's actually very comfortable. It's very ergonomic, right? Especially with this harpoon shape with the thumb ramp. Just it's a good fit for your hand. It just sits in the right place. Your hand just naturally falls where it needs to fall. So that's fantastic. No real tough edges or anything like that. It will be even better once they chamfer these scales and just cut them out a little bit. But no hot spots really. Pocket clip is, I won't say it disappears completely, but it is not a problem, right? It's not a hot spot. It's just you do notice it in hand. But no problem at all. Is skeletonized, so the weight must be. The weight on this guy actually it is a heavier knife, right? I'm just comparing it to the Akal a little bit. So it is a little bit heavier, especially with that backspacer, it will be a little bit heavier. But this thing is going to be hell durable. This thing is going to be super, super durable. So yes, it will be a little bit heavier. But is the trade-off worth it, right? Or is the trade-up worth it, should I say. This is actually a functional choil for your finger, so you can get a better grip up there. Just going to drop it. Right. And that's terrific. That is terrific stuff right there. So, pocket clip, fantastic, right? In and out of the clothing, very nice. Obviously, high ride experience, not a deep carry pocket clip here. You have a high ride experience. In the future, I do believe that they will make this a ambi pocket clip, so that left-handed people can also, you know, carry this comfortably. Because we have dual thumb studs, because we have front flipper, right? It is an ambidextrous style knife. So yes, that will work great. Yes, they're gonna fill this hole. I think this was to test if they can see just maybe if there is a way to move the pocket clip to the left hand side. So that is something that probably will happen. But as for now, just terrific work. Well done, Johan Hendrik de Wet. Well done, Pickled Steel. This is a winner. Guys, subscribe for the short videos where I will just give you some hints on how to deploy your Cosmos or any other front flipping knife. Right, fantastic. Have a great day. Have a knife day. And remember that no knife means no life.